You can't just graduate from high school and expect to be able to give your kids what you want your kids to have. In a lot of cases, you can't give your kids what they need.
When I was working at the factory, at the end of the week, my husband and I had $10 to, after we bought grocery and paid our bills, we had $10, left, and that's true.
Mississippians in the 21st century have to be educated and trained beyond high school. 85% of American jobs in the 21st century require some kind of training beyond high school.
Open the classified section of any major newspaper, and the employment section reads like alphabet soup. Employers are in search and in dire need of workers who hold professional certifications in specialized high-tech areas. As a result, well-trained and highly skilled workers will be best positioned to secure high-wage jobs. However, employers are facing a skilled workforce shortage.
Well, according to the U.S. Department of Labor, the government actually estimates that this year we already have 10 million skilled workers that there's a shortage of. So we need to create those skilled workers with those competencies in order to fill those jobs.
25 million workers ages 16 to 64 lack a high school diploma or GED, while another 52 million have no post-secondary education. And almost 14% of Mississippi's total working population lacks a high school degree, compared to the national norm of 10.5%.
Well, it will significantly impact our quality of life, because if we don't have a trained workforce for the jobs here, those employers will go somewhere else to find people who can do the jobs. And as employers leave, that significantly affects our economic impact. So we need to have trained workers to keep these companies here and draw new companies into our area.
A larger percentage of Mississippi's population lives in poverty than any neighboring Mid-South state. Carla Griffin, a mother of two, and her husband were among those statistics of the working poor. Carla and her husband worked in low-skill, low-wage jobs at a sewing factory before it closed its doors.
Without education, you at a dead-end road, In the past, I went from job to job because you know how factories, they close down, they work good, then they close down, and you're always looking for other employment or you're laid off a lot.
Finding a path out of poverty seemed unachievable. Carla needed to work full-time to support her family. Stepping away from employment for any amount of time was not an option. That necessity and a college degree program with traditional semester schedules were barriers that made higher education unobtainable. The Mississippi Workforce Advantage breaks down those barriers and meets workers where they are by offering flexible, modular, short courses that lead to stackable credentials and degrees.
Well, what we're trying to do is chunk the curriculum into small enough portions so that people don't have to quit their jobs to go back to school. What we want to do is make it small enough so that they can take a segment of what they need to know and apply it immediately.
So we're again trying to build a flexible alternative to our traditional education system that we feel is going to radically change the way that we deliver education in Mississippi. It allows an individual to receive some immediate gratification in knowing that they can actually take a course, pass a course in a relatively short period of time, and be able to stack that course toward credit toward a degree.
The Mississippi Workforce Advantage jumpstarts the skilled workforce pipeline by removing barriers adults face for college success by connecting certification-based training and degree program coursework to the state's labor market demands. For Carla, it meant completing her practical and registered nursing degrees, and the doors to higher wage, higher skilled jobs began to open.
It also works around your schedule. You're able to, like when I had already become an LPN and I'm on my way to becoming an RN, I'm able to work a little and make a lot of money and still, go to school, and it works around your schedule where you can, it's more accommodating to people that have to work.
If you look at the modularizations, it's going to allow the student or the worker to be able to take classes in shorter time frames. whereas traditional career and tech programs have been based on a semester basis, this will be shorter time frame. It would also allow them the flexibility, because we're looking at online classes being able to be a portion of this program. We're also looking at being able to test based on your own work experience. So if you've had 25 years in welding and can actually prove through the assessment part that you've mastered those skill set, then you shouldn't have to sit down and take that class again.
While businesses have come to rely on higher education degrees to signify general skills, employers are increasingly valuing performance-based certifications and community college 2-year degrees as indications of more targeted skills. Vicki Ems earned her 2-year degree in computer networking along with 7 nationally recognized certifications. Those credentials earned her a job with a Fortune 500 company that has about 300 branches all over the world.
I'm currently pretty much the lead on the wireless right now. I've got 3 branches in England, 1 branch in France, just rolled 2 branches in Canada. I mean, before I was working, just in full-time in shops, bars, pubs, and without the certifications and degree, I couldn't have got a job like this.
The more of those certifications they get, the more appealing that makes them appear to the employers. They may see as much as a $10,000 to $15,000 salary above and beyond those folks that aren't certified. And that's a huge increase when they can go into a place and start out with a base level salary that is at least 5, if not 15,000 more than the standard person off the street with no certifications. So it's money in their pockets.
With the combination of a competitive global economy and rapid advances in technology, Mississippi cannot afford to not invest in workforce and career and technical education development. It is the middle skill employees who believe in lifelong learning and upskilling who will secure jobs and strengthen the state's economy. Anthony Youngblood took advantage of the Mississippi Workforce Advantage program. He earned his national certification in welding and worked full-time for Hawkeye Industries. Short modular courses and online courses afforded him the flexibility to complete the tool and die program and earn his associate's degree.
It's definitely opened up doors for me. I was able to step up from just welding to being the welding supervisor and now into a CNC position. So it's having those degrees and that education has helped me not only keep a job but advance in my industry.
It's a matter of survival. If you're going to compete, you've got to have the technology. If you're going to have the technology, you have to have the people to keep it running. And so then it becomes supply and demand. There is more demand out there than there is supply, and I believe the state of Mississippi has embraced that concept.
Predictions indicate that by 2018, 70% of all jobs will require post-secondary credentials and professional certifications, and far too many workers are not prepared. That means many of these positions may go unfilled because there isn't the knowledge-based workforce available to fill them. The Mississippi Workforce Advantage makes it possible for workers to earn cumulative certificates and college credentials. It is a key way to fuel the state's economy and boost employment.
I mean, I could not have ever imagined if I had to sit there and commit to say, oh honey, I'm going to school on Tuesday mornings and Thursday mornings from 8 to 10. No, that would have never worked. Never would have worked. Between me having been out of school for so long and having children that had to be at school at 8 o'clock in the morning, it wasn't going to happen. Wasn't going to happen. So being able to use the online program, you can do it when it works for you.
By breaking down barriers to educational attainment, Mississippi Workforce Advantage is helping the state respond to the new economy by helping Mississippi's 15 community colleges and the state's business and industry produce and employ a better skilled and credentialed workforce.
I believe that Mississippi Workforce Advantage is the way that all workforce and career and technical education are going to have to go. It's the customer service focus that is best for what our citizens and our state need, and by collaborating together we can meet those customer service needs We can actually drive our economic engine that we have here in the state.
The Mississippi Workforce Advantage helps individuals advance by supporting worker-friendly, flexible programs that provide clear and relevant paths to the educational credentials that employers need. It also serves a broader social purpose, giving consumers confidence that workers in an occupation meet an acceptable standard of knowledge. Consequently, regardless of age or background, Mississippians are expanding their work portfolio by earning credentials and learning the skills that have real value.
Oh, it really helped me out of poverty. It really did. It really did.
Having these degrees has made about a $15,000 to $20,000 a year difference.
I would say that going back and obtaining my degree would gave me the best of both worlds, because my desire was to be a mother, be a wife, and at the same time I can take what I've been able to learn and use the online program to complete my degree and own my own business, and it makes it work. It makes everything work.
If I didn't have it, I mean, I don't know where I'd be. I mean, I wouldn't be as successful as I am today, that's for sure. It's really helped me in life.
It's perfectly clear, it is absolutely clear that in the 21st century, we don't have the option of folks making a good living for the family if they're not educated and trained beyond high school. Now, that does not necessarily mean a traditional four-year college degree, but it does mean skills. It does mean training. And again, there are going to be lots of jobs available for people who have technical skills, for people who have manufacturing skills, and it's the Mississippi community colleges primarily who are providing those skills, and I am all about making life better for the citizens of our state.